this lesson, we're going to create order details page. Let's start by creating a route handler to return the order data based on the order ID. So when user call /API/order/ID of order, we return the order details if user is authenticated. To do that, we need to go to API orders folder, API orders, and create dynamic route here, new folder, inside a square bracket, put ID, and in the ID folder, create route.ts to create a route handler. The code to return order data based on the order ID is super simple. You need to import dbconnect, order model, and auth from libs folder, export const get because the API method is get, and wrap your API function inside auth. By wrapping in the auth, we authenticate the function using this condition. If rec.auth is null, return unauthorized, otherwise connect to the database ID in the URL and return that order to the front end. What we did is to grab all parameters and the structure rec and params from the parameters in the async function. Save the code, go for next step. It's creating the order details component inside order ID folder. Go to front end, right click, new folder, order. Inside that, create dynamic route for order ID, new folder, ID square bracket, and here create order details component, details.tsx. Here we export default order details function. It accepts order ID and PayPal client ID, all of them of type string. In this component, call useSession to access to the session and call useSWR hook imported from SWR and pass this URL /API/orders order ID. By doing this, we have the data, and if there is an error in fetching this API, the error. Don't forget to set the component as client component. And let's go for next step. If there is an error, show error message. If there is no data, show loading status. So in this line, everything is okay. I have data and there is no error. The structure, order, information. Let's render order data, return a dev. In the dev, render order ID in heading 1. Right after that, create a dev, use grid columns 4 to create 4 columns, and inside that, create a dev that occupy 3 columns. Inside this dev, create another dev, set a class name to cart to shape a cart. Inside that, create another dev, set class name to cart body to create a padding. In that dev, add heading 2 to shipping address and show shipping address. If is delivered is true, show this message in green color, delivered at this date and time. If not, show in red, not delivered. Great. After this cart, create another cart for payment method like this. And after this, it's time to render order items. Create a dev, set cart and BG base 300, set margin top to 4. Inside that, create another dev, set class name to cart body, and heading 2 to the items. They are order items. Create a table with 3 columns, items, quantity, and price. And in table body, call map function on items and convert each item to a table row. import order item from live/models/order model, import a link from next/link, and import image from next/image. Here is the table body. Save the code and scroll up, find the call-span 3 and close it. Before closing the container div, I'm going to create another div like this. In this div, create another div, set class name to cart. Inside that, create another div, set class name to cart body. And in this div, add heading 2 to order summary. Make it bold by setting class name to cart title. Here we're gonna show items, tags, shipping, and total price. Shape unordered list for the first list item. Display items price, tags price, shipping price, and total price. That's it. Great. Here is the order summary div. We're done with showing data. We do not need to use session in this lesson. In the next session, we need to pay the order, set it to delivered. So we use them in next lessons. The next step is creating page component inside ID folder. In app cart, in app order ID, right click new file page.tsx. Import order details from the same folder. Export function, generate metadata, get the parameter, and from parameter get the ID and set the page title to order, ID of order. Then export default function order history. Then export default function order details page. The input to this component is params, and in the params we have ID of type string. What we're gonna do here is to just return order details component we already defined here and pass two values. Order ID, it comes from the URL, and PayPal client ID, it comes from the environment variables. If it doesn't exist, use sandbox as default. We will use this value, this client ID, in the next lesson to implement order payment by PayPal. Save the code. Let's check the result. What we're gonna do is to select a product, add to cart, go to cart details, go to cart page, proceed to checkout, enter shipping address, payment method, and finally click on place order. Awesome. Here is the order details page. In heading 1, we have order, ID of order, a card for shipping address, the status is not delivered. Next card, payment method of type Stripe, not paid. And the next one is list of items. At the end, we have order summary. Great. We implemented order details page in this lesson, and in the next lesson, we implement payment by PayPal.